Our speaker is Qianyu from Hiroshima University in Japan. Today, she presents her talk on the topic, Buying Love, Why Chinese Women Embrace Male-Coded Characters in Digital Games.
Hi everyone, my name is ZHOU. I'm a senior anthropology undergraduate student at Hiroshima University in Japan. Today I'm going to tell you a story about love, money, and disappointment. My research is called Buying Love Why Chinese Women Embrace Male Coded Characters in Digital Games. But before I show you the research, let me show you a moment first. September 6th, 2025, Shanghai. I followed a woman named Nana through her day. She looked a beautiful white butterfly hair clip, powder blue dress. She was nervous and excited, about to meet her boyfriend. I witnessed as her boyfriend took her handbag, knelt down to help her with her shoes. They went to a dog cafe together, arm in arm. And then they went to a private cinema, and at the dinner, her boyfriend had her one surprise prepared roses for their romantic dinner. They walked hand in hand through Shanghai streets, everything romantic and intimate, everything perfect. However, there is only one thing. Nirna hired a professional female cosplayer to perform as her virtual boyfriend in Ultimate Game, a game which is female-oriented romantic game. This moment was where I started. Why would a young woman pay for her virtual lover instead of get a real-life boyfriend? Ultimate Games. These are female-oriented romance games featuring visual interaction and text-based storytelling, have experienced explosive growth in post-pandemic China. Since 2022, Ultimate Game have grown rapidly, driven by capital investment and an expanding player base. Here is what's fascinating. These games didn't stay confined to this virtual world. They expanded into physical spaces too. Players started to buy merchandise, what my participants call 谷子 in Chinese, featuring their favorite characters. They started to attend anime conventions to meet their virtual lovers in reality. And then they pay for commission datings, hiring female cosplayers to embody or perform as their virtual boyfriends in real life. So, Ultimate Games are no longer just games. They are an entire ecosystem bridging virtual and physical intimacy. I started 10 women ranged from their late teens to their 20s, located across China, the UK, the US, and Japan, identify themselves as disillusioned heterosexual women and are deeply invested in this entire ecosystem. And my research methodology was hybrid. I combined two dimensions, both online and on-site ethnography. First, I conducted digital ethnography. I observed the daily interactions on Chinese social media, including WeChat, Xiaohongshu, Rednote, and Bilibili. I participated observation in their online communities. I did an in-depth interview with each participant about their romantic fantasies, about what they wanted from relationships, about what they had experienced with both real life and virtual life intimacies. And then I also tracked two of these women through entire on site commission dating experiences. With their permission, I filmed them too. Here, I try to figure out three questions. First, what are the key differences between the intimacy and interactions in ultimate games, both online and offline, and real world romantic relationships? Second, to what extent do ultimate games empower female gender rights, subjectivity, and affection authentically? Finally, what are the factors influencing the concept of disillusioned heterosexual women? And what role does ultimate gaming play in this phenomenon? So let me start with the first question. According to my participants, virtual and reality are not separate worlds. They intersect and run parallel with each other. These ultimate game communities work as what Hirschkind calls counterpublics, spaces where women collectively reimagine what love could be. Women share fan works on Reddit and WeChat, organize offline events, exchange gifts, bonding with women who share the same passion. What emerges here is 2.5 dimensional intimacy. My participants extend their virtual relationship to their real life through buying merchandise, hiring commission cosplay dates, and creating fun content. When I documented Nunu's commission date in Shanghai, I watched something fascinating. A regular restaurant became simultaneously a normal dining space and a romantic date from the game world. They kissed and embraced in elevators, held hands openly on the subway. The boundaries between real and virtual, between the cosplayer and character, between money and love all blurred. Here, what surprised me, virtual and real romance aren't competing with each other. They are parallel systems serving different needs for those females. My participants told me virtual romance gives control, respect, spiritual alignment, while real romance gives physical touch, material, and stability. Those women fragment their needs across these systems to get what Chinese men cannot completely provide. But we should notice here is the strongest bonds aren't with male characters. Instead, they're between women. One of my participants, Bai Cai, booked a second commission, not for herself, but to create joy for her younger sister, who played the same game with her. Thus, these women gain the care, affection, attachment, and emotional support through this ultimate game community. Now, I want to talk about empowerment. Whether these games actually empower women. The answer is complicated. There's real consumer power happening here. My participants told me if a game company promotes one character unfairly, or if daily tasks feel like a labor, they will post reviews publicly to express their needs. Companies lose money and then they will listen to them and respond with certain actions. That's how they gain a real power through this negotiation. Platform capitalism also legitimizes female desire in radical ways. In China, women aren't supposed to talk openly about romantic or sexual desires. But Ultimate Game offers a method where a female can pay for their desires and express their desires in this community. However, here is still a problem. Even in games where women are supposedly powerful, the male character is more stronger, richer, and more capable than the female character. The woman still needs to be saved and protected in game narratives. But we have to admit that Ultimate Game provides a certain degree of empowerment, where my participants can fragmentize their needs into different systems. Virtual boyfriends give respect, female friends give authentic connections, while maybe real relationships give stability and physical intimacy. Next, I'd like to share why these women feel so disillusioned with real life men. There are three temporal layers to this. First, in the generation of family trauma, the participants watched their mothers sacrificing her job, friends' identities, became just a housewife. According to my participants, many of their fathers were emotionally or physically absent during their whole growth, and they made the decision that they would never find a partner like their father. Second, adolescent trauma. Multiple participants describe body shaming and street harassment by contemporary Chinese men. One participant still cannot wear shorts in summer because middle school boys mocked her body. These experiences make them feel extremely negatively about real life men. Third, value this match in their adulthood. These women, influenced by neoliberalism, individualism, and Western feminism ideologies about pure love, equality, mutual respect, emotional connection. But Chinese men still operate in traditional frameworks, staying in their comfort zones, while contemporary Chinese women seek radical change in structures. Thus, Ultimate Game offer what my participants call a virtual utopia, with feminine spiritual core. This is because male characters were written by women creators who align with females' values, provide respect and equality women cannot find in real life men. Let me close with some reflections on what all this means. Actually, even this utopia can't escape patriarchy. During commission dates, even when both client and cosplayer are women, they reproduce heterosexual scripts. The boyfriend ties shoelaces, pay for bills, choose expensive restaurants. Games still reproduce gender norms too. Female characters fighting in high heels, needing rescue from more powerful men. Participants are called by infantilizing nicknames like Little Kitty from even game official statements. I also want to think about who sets intimate standards here. Traditionally, men set all standards. Women internalize them and measure themselves. But now women demand more like equal mate selection, equal education, value, and respect. This is different from patriarchal downward selection, where men choose less educated women, but in macro level structures like politic, economic haven't exactly changed. So that's why those women turn to virtual companions to meet their standards. Finally, let me laughter with the future question. These players are mostly in their 20s now and feel satisfied about their virtual relationships. But what happens when they face marriage pressure in their middle age? Will ultimate game still be a solution for them, or they have to face crisis? Here is my reference for the whole research, just in case if you need them. Um, Thank you very much for your listening.